In case you guys haven't noticed, I have been reliably informed that we are so back. The Thunderbolts, or New Avengers, is peak fire. It is going to be leading into the banger content that is a Fantastic Four first steps, which we can go ahead and rinse and repeat all of that rhetoric. And all of that, of course, is leading into Avengers Doomsday. And bro, I mean, we got some set pictures that are out there, and honestly, like, I've not been... It's weird, right? Because I'm anticipating this movie in so much as I don't really care about it as a movie. I just kind of want to watch it the same way that you want to see a train derail. It's like you want to see what type of catastrophe is there and how long is it going to take before it just spontaneously combusts. So no, I already know that it's not going to be good. It's going to be a jumbled mess, but how insane are we going to get? Okay, because it's going to have time travel, it's going to have multiverses, it's going to be, like, this has the potential of being the most incoherent, over-bloated, overly expensive mess in history, and well, for all of those reasons, I'm super excited about it. But one thing that I was kind of hoping for is that we would get, like, a good version of Doctor Doom, because, hey, okay, me, like so many other people, and yeah, I know we're talking Marvel, you know, just the peak normie content, but got a normie opinion when it comes to Doom. I really like Doom, man. He's super cool. There's a lot of potential that's there, and yeah, the idea that you have Disney money, you have Marvel money, you have a very desperate Disney and Marvel coming together to have the most expensive film of all time. Could you have got just a practical Doom mask? Could you have got like a practical cool looking suit? Because Doctor Doom's look is so goddamn iconic, and one of the first set pictures that we see is Robert Downey Jr. in a muscle suit, which is that's kind of depressing to begin with, but okay, cool. I guess on such short notice he couldn't get back that old to 2008 or tell even just a little bit later of a physique, and that's fine. But you can see some tracking dots on his face, and I guess maybe, well, okay, cool. If they were going to do the horrific burns and the horrific scarring that Victor Von Doom has underneath the mask, you would probably just do prosthetics because of that. Like, I could see you getting away with that, but okay, cool. Maybe the tracking dots are for that, or are we just gonna get a nanotech Doom mask? It's like, bro, God, this shit is gonna suck. Like, the one thing that I was kind of looking forward to has already been thrown away. But hey, at least, shout out to RDJ, repping his boy Jeremy Renner's book. I might look into getting that, because I'm a big Jeremy Renner fan. I really wish he was bigger than he is, and the fact that, he went through such a horrific event and survived it and came out the other side a better man for it, it'd be interesting in reading his book, taken after Iron Man, Tony Stark, Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom, whatever the hell, whatever Marvel needs him to be, Ironheart, Shill, whatever, man. But we have more leaks as to what we could potentially expect, which I don't know how you're leaking for a film that doesn't even have a completed script, which, yeah, that's very much what we're dealing with at Doomsday. Everybody just has assumptions that it's going to be adapting the 2015 Secret Wars run that Doom was orchestrating with Battleworld and a bunch of other cringe shit that I don't fully understand, but it sounds convoluted and hack, and yeah, a lot of people didn't like the original run, so of course it's going to get adapted by current day Marvel. But Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom needs the Avengers. Which ones? The New Avengers, the Young Avengers, the Kazoo Avengers, Sam Wilson and Mexican Falcon Avengers? Like, who are we dealing with here to help fight the X-Men? Avengers 5 report doesn't make a lot of sense to me, well, to really anybody, because yeah, you're going to have your different X-Men team, which, okay, yeah, hasn't been announced yet, mostly because negotiations are still ongoing, but Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be there. We know that Rebecca Romijn is coming back as Mystique. Ian McKellen at 85 fucking years old is going to be Magneto, and what, at 1008, Patrick Stewart is coming back to get killed again as Professor Xavier. It's going to be so great. And yeah, you got James Marsden coming back as Cyclops, and Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. I fucking hate all of this shit. But yes, apparently the upcoming Avengers Doomsday, Doom will team up with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four to take down the X-Men. Okay, so you're already speed running the rivalry between Reed Richards and Dr. Fuck fuck this shit. Oh, that pisses me off to no end. But okay, to take down the X-Men. This setup alone raises a lot of questions. Doctor Doom is usually one of the biggest villains in the history of Marvel. Moreover, he's a super genius and somebody who normally tries to conquer the world, not to save it. Yeah, exactly. But, oh, maybe it's all a big ruse. He's trying to save the world, but in actuality, he's trying to lord over it. But it's kind of crazy, right? You bring in Doom at the 11th hour, only to set up the Fox X-Men as being the antagonist of Doomsday. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Okay, we know that Marvel has lost the plot when it comes to the Avengers, when it comes to these singular Marvel characters, but I guess they're really trying to bank on the success of teams, okay? Teams and Spider-Man, if we're going to keep it a buck, okay? Because for whatever reason, they're gaslighting themselves into thinking that the Thunderbolts or the new Avengers is, the big hotness, and that needs to be our rallying cry moving forward, and how they're going to be pushing the Fantastic Four this summer. It's going to be nauseating, and then eventually having to, well, kill off all of the Fox X-Men and then, reinstitute the X-Men under the MCU banner. Is there a plan for that? Well, apparently, Kevin Feige does have a plan for that. He reportedly has a long-term vision for the X-Men in the MCU, including a 10-year... Oh, fuck off. Just make one good movie. Cast one good group of X-Men, even though I'm just waiting for... I don't know, what was that rumor that was out there? Giancarlo Esposito as fucking Professor X and Denzel Washington as Magneto. Fucking do it, man. Just be as stupid as humanly possible. Nothing against those actors. It's just you have... The blueprint is right there, okay? The X-Men, for better or for worse, is still wildly popular, even with just a dearth of quality content for a very long time. Like, what was the last really good, really well-regarded X-Men film? First Class or Days of Future Past? I forget which one came out most recently, but like a decade ago. And then Logan. Okay, maybe Logan, but still... That was a long time ago, man. And your most successful property, yeah, was banking on the success of the Fox X-Men. So you're going to bring them in as the antagonistic force only to be a misunderstood villainous group that you're going to end up getting duped by Doctor Doom to set up secret. Like, this shit sucks, man. I hope Spider-Man 4 is good, because there's no saving this stuff. And then, yeah, if this is going to be a big, long 10-year plan for the X-Men where, yeah, you've just left yourself in a situation where you have to reboot the MCU, and now you're just going to have to, well, full sail, whole stop, reboot the X-Men? Bro, 10-year plan. We heard this from James Gunn before. How well is the DCU working out? The MCU appears to show no signs of slowing down, with a recent report suggesting that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has a long-term vision for the X-Men. Tucked away at the end of the Wall Street Journal article that, yeah, we referenced last week or something like that, on current state of the MCU and its future, has a juicy snippet about the X-Men. It reads, Kevin Feige has told colleagues he has a 10-year plan for the characters. Christ. Feige, yes, has been largely transparent about holding fire on both X-Men and Fantastic Four folding into the MCU after the Disney acquisition of Fox. Oh, I mean, hey, you brought everything to a head, for better or for worse, with Infinity War or Endgame. That was a great send-off for a lot of those legacy characters. And what do you do with Phase 4? Oh, I don't know. You have something called Phase fucking 4, and you have the opportunity to bring in the Fantastic Four. It seemed like a hand-in-glove proposition, but no. You decided to go with Black Widow and Shang-Chi and the Eternals, you absolute dullard. Even back in 2019, he told IO9 that there was a 5-year plan in place that didn't include the X-Men, one that largely came to fruition. Yeah, even if you go back and you take a look at that, outline for Phases 4 and 5, and a lot of those projects have come out or are on the cusp, including Ironheart, of being released. So, yeah, it's pretty much all followed through. First up, yes, the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness briefly brought back Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier to kill him for a third time, rather. Okay, so he's coming back to die for a 4th time in Doomsday. Christ almighty, man, because, yeah, at the beginning of X3... Phoenix does away with him, and then he dies in Logan, and then, yeah, he gets his head popped, or neck snapped, rather. No, it's Mr. Fantastic that gets his head popped by Wanda, and then he gets his neck snapped in a psychic battle with the fucking witch. Jesus Christ. She-Hulk also featured, yes, Wolverine tease, while 2023's... Really? I must have missed that one. Yeah, Marvel's 2023. The Marvels. Yes, brought in Kelsey Grammer's Beast. And he's coming back for Doomsday, right? Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine made a splash at the box office. Right? Yeah, now several big X-Men names are returning, yes, to Doomsday, including, oh, God, I don't want it. I don't want to see Gandalf, no. And James Marsden's, yes, Cyclops. But right now, there are no concrete plans in place for more X-Men movies. Yeah, because there's no cast. There's no idea which characters you're going to be bringing in. But apparently, there is a plan, guys, and they're looking to enact it. And, well, this kind of lets you know exactly the state and the health of the MCU, not just what they're telling you, but internally, okay, within Hollywood, within the industry, this industry of ours, how people are perceiving the MCU. Marvel wanted a different director for X-Men, but they're making another MCU movie. While Marvel Studios is circling Thunderbolts director Jason Schreier, fucking what, to helm its first X-Men movie. Oh, the studio reportedly talked to another director who has already worked on in the MCU. Schreier has quickly made a name for himself after the critical success of the Thunderbolts. Yeah, but how's it working out commercially for you? Exactly. A movie that didn't feature any big name Avengers like Iron Man or Captain America. Yeah, because even Captain America 4, which is a certifiable flop by a lot of the Access media, is going to end up outgrossing the Thunderbolts, which is a commercial darling. Shut up. But still succeeded in getting fans reinvigorated for the MCU. Yeah, just like every time there is a new movie or a new Marvel product that comes out, we're so back, peak fire, rinse and fucking repeat. It is so predictable at this point in time, and it's pathetic. Marvel is hoping that the momentum continues with the X-Men franchise. Yeah, as they look to establish mutants in their connected universe. Schreier is the name on everybody's lips, though one of his MCU colleagues was also eyed for an X-Men movie. Yes, they did talk to Ryan Coogler at one point. Jeff Schneider said, or Snyder rather. We got Schreier, we got Snyders, we got Shrivers, we got, oh my God, all of these pooper scoopers. But Coogler, with the timing, you know, he has to focus on Black Panther 3, right? He's needed another corner of the universe, right? Because getting Black Panther 3, reestablishing a Black Panther is more important than the fucking X-Men, bro. What are we doing? But skipping ahead a little bit, I mean, like this right here is super telling. Similar to the Russo brothers, Jake Schreier isn't a big name. But after working on several well-received movies and TV shows, he won the Thunderbolts gig and impressed his Marvel bosses enough to be considered to shepherd the X-Men instead of seeking out a bigger-name filmmaker who might have their own vision of how to make the X-Men movie. Marvel is going the safe route of promoting someone who has shown that they can navigate within the confines of the MCU to great success. We need somebody, not with their own ideas and not with their own input, we need somebody that is malleable, somebody that Kevin Feige can wear as a skin suit, and when they ultimately fuck up the X-Men another time, they can go ahead and throw somebody else under the bus, and except for this bald-headed baseball cap wearing talentless hack. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.